Hello everybody, my name is Raccoon Bro, and welcome back to another reaction video. It is time for a death battle! And today, we are going to be pitting, once again, DC against Marvel, with Batgirl versus Spider-Gwen. Now a lot of you might be thinking, hasn't Death Battle already done this death battle before? And to those thinking that, you are absolutely right, because they've already done Batman vs. Spider-Man all the way back in Season 1, which leads me to think, what's going to be different about this one? I honestly don't know. It's just the girl version of Batman versus the girl version of Spider-Man. So, as far as I'm concerned, Batman vs. Spider-Man is pretty accurate, so I don't really see any way Batgirl can win this. As far as that logic is concerned. If she does, I mean, by all means, go ahead, surprise me. I would be all for that, but at the same time, I just don't see it happening. So I'm not gonna go into this episode being like, oh, this is stupid, Marvel vs. DC again, because I like to go into any episode with an open mind. And to be quite honest, it's being done by the SFM team, and those guys are such talented individuals. Ganondorf vs. Dracula and Obi-Wan vs. Kakashi are some of my favorite episodes still. And if this episode gives me Into the Spider-Verse vibes, then by all means, it'll have been worth it. So, I'm going to go into this with an open mind, I promise. Although that being said, Spider-Gwen is probably gonna win. So, let's get into the mayhem. Alright.
Who runs the world?
The ladies! So obviously there's a bunch of awesome crime-fighting chicks out there.
Like Barbara Gordon.
That shot from an Endgame is so cringy.
The DC Comics vigilante known as Batgirl.
And Marvel's Gwen Stacy, the one you know as Spider-Gwen. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win
a death battle.
Barbara Gordon always had a connection to crime fighting. Her father was Gotham City's police commissioner, and she idolized the legendary superhero, Batman.
So she whipped up her own bat costume to crash a police ball. Yeah, she's a rebel, but not twist, a criminal crash.
I mean, she is a teenager, so that makes sense.
This sparked a fire in Barbara, a fire for justice, and a drive to confront crime on her own. With this new mission came another goal, to officially join Batman and Robin
as the next badass crime fighter, Batgirl.
Badass.
You know, how come
badass though?
Batgirl when Dick gets to be Robin? Her identity and individuality shouldn't be anchored to the patriarchal idea that women are publicly defined by the men in their life.
Well said, Boomstick. Now, joining
sounds awful lot like what Knuckles said in Sonic Boom.
Exactly keen on adding a third wheel.
But Batgal worked hard to prove herself, and she's not just a tough fighter, she's super smart.
With a strong understanding of technology and computer hacking, Batgirl knew she could prove useful to a team that relies on tech, like, you know, Batman and Robin.
How could the bat and the bird
nice green screen.
And after settling into the Batcave, she honed her skills by training with the Batman himself.
Who's basically the world's greatest ninja times 1,000. Not like she was some rookie before that, though. Her cop dad had her study a bunch of martial arts like judo and karate.
Of course, Batgirl wears her own custom bat suit, lined with Kevlar and filled to the brim with advanced technology.
It's basically a slimmed-down combination of military-grade armor and a spy
Batman and Robin.
Bond would be jealous of. Heck, Batman's version helped him survive this humongous explosion. Look at the size of that thing!
Well then.
She also added plenty of her own tools to her arsenal.
So this is specifically Barbara Gordon, because I know there are multiple Batgirls.
Concussion bombs, smoke bombs, and foam bombs that can bind people in place.
What's with all the bombs?
And of course, she's got batarangs.
Yeah!
Here I come. I'm just dying to help.
Everyone knows about the basic shuriken the bats are famous for.
Ooh, this is... how many times have we seen a wide shot of their little lair? That's cool. Is that a furnace I see?
Ow.
Miss Gordon also carries an electric variant.
Oh.
Well, that was...
Yeah, that's That's very nice of you. That you never appreciate me. You know what? If there was an award for being nice, you wouldn't win it. You three hear me?
Those are awesome. Let me try.
Oh.
God, why? Anyway, Batgirl's
I like how robots getting electrocuted is the equivalent of them being drunk.
also got guns, but like non-bullet ones. She's got a gun
Yeah.
that shoots sleeping gas, a gun that shoots a grappling hook, and a gun that shoots batarangs. Because why would you throw something when you can fire it out of a gun?
She's quick enough to dodge.
See, that's the problem with using all these like Batman and Batgirl characters in Death Battle, because all their weapons are designed around specifically not killing, so when you're putting them in a fight to the death, it becomes a lot harder for them to actually kill people, because they never kill.
Bullet fire and avoid electricity from Livewire.
Who's basically just a scarier version of Blue Jamie Foxx from that one movie about amazing spiders. Also, Batbarb's tough enough.
Awful film. Discovered Batman's identity on her own. Oh, while she was in a wheelchair.
To take a 5-story fall or have a friggin' building explode while she's inside. Damn, girl, you're unstoppable.
Well, until she was
Not
shot and paralyzed
completely
by
unstoppable.
But even with the loss of her legs, she rallied around her peers and kept fighting the good fight as Oracle.
Remember those computer skills? Well, they sure came in handy here, along with her photographic memory. Plus, she can dodge bullets while in a freaking wheelchair. Man, I bet she'd kick ass at Murder Ball.
Certainly setting her apart from the likes of Batman and Robin. She even learned stick fighting while still paralyzed.
She can beat your ass even while sitting on hers.
That's handy capable.
What can she do in that wheelchair? Well, besides walk.
Not for too long, though. She eventually received neural implants in her brain and spine that let her walk again. Unfortunately, these devices are vulnerable to short-circuiting and AI hacking, but they're an acceptable risk and have been improved over time to resist such incursions.
Which just makes her that much harder to beat. I mean, she's strong enough to outmuscle a giant mutant shark and suplex a fully grown tiger. Move over, Joe Exotic. Make way for the Tiger Queen.
You just
To her police father,
really
and
a Tiger King
her
reference.
family, Barbara Gordon's become a well-rounded protector of her city.
Crazy to think how far the wannabe sidekick has come. She's really stepped out of Batman's shadow and become her own hero. The goddamn Batgirl.
Overstepping yourself a little? Try me.
Okay, well that was kind of a boring end clip, not gonna lie.
Favorite spider superhero Peter Parker dated a girl named Gwendolyn Stacy.
But then she fell off a bridge and died.
The end.
Except that isn't the end. The universe is full of possibilities.
You killed the woman I love!
That never happened. What if Peter never found that radioactive spider that made him Spider-Man in the first place? What if the superhero was Gwen?
Welcome to Earth 65. This Gwen was a teen kicking back in New York City. She's a drummer for her high school band and the daughter of a police chief.
And she's this world's one and only Spider-Woman.
Though you might know her as Spider-Gwen. With her cool powers, she got busy.
Dislikes Eminem.
But hey, who can blame her for showing off a bit? She
Oh,
does
come on.
whatever a
Eminem's
spider
cool.
Though her police father didn't approve, insisting Spider-Woman could use her powers for the good of others. However, her close friend, the non-superpowered Peter of this world, had a different take.
He was getting bullied all the time and idolized Spider-Gwen's power. So, of course, he figured the only way to stop the bullies was to get powers like hers. Except he accidentally turned himself into a giant monster lizard. Okay.
Whom the young Miss Stacy was forced to subdue. Peter ultimately succumbed to his experience,
Unfortunate.
dying in her arms. His death turned Spider-Woman into a fugitive on the run, but also inspired her to take her father's advice.
It was time to step up as a superhero. With her spiderific powers, she can crawl on walls and stick to any surface. Imagine, you're sitting on your couch being all that is man. You look up at your ceiling, and instead of seeing a normal spider, there's a whole ass woman up there.
Wow.
Yes, please.
Spider-Woman also
My
has
dream.
a classic spider sense, which constantly scans her surroundings and alerts her to incoming danger.
How many times have we said the word spider so far? We get to 50, do we get a free taco?
Thanks to her spider sense, Gwen's move fast enough to dodge bullets, lasers, and lightning from Electro.
On his best day, classic Spider-Mans even dodged beams of light, at least for a bit before he got smacked.
She's tough enough to power through point-blank explosions just as well as electrocution. And yes, she has similar powers as other spider people like main universe Peter, who survived a massive explosion that annihilated the top of this skyscraper.
And she's strong enough to punch Rhino through a wall, the guy, not another animal, and lift over 10 tons.
But of course, to truly fit the role of Spider-Woman, she needed one last thing. Thanks to Janet Van Dyne, aka the Wasp, Gwen received her very own web shooters.
Why do these people keep using sticky stuff that just gets everywhere? Kinda gross.
The web fluid isn't just sticky, but incredibly strong.
Hey!
The tensile strength of regular spider silk can reportedly reach up to 178 kilograms per square millimeters in a cross-section. Scaled up to a human-sized web, it would be nearly as strong as steel.
Oh, come on, Wiz, this is a new shirt.
But it can't be. It already has beer stains all over it.
That's just my style. Like all those girls that just cut a bunch of holes in their jeans and ruin them.
Yeah.
Even with those similar
Fair
powers,
point.
Gwen's not your average spider hero. She's made a habit of traveling throughout the multiverse.
And she lost her powers permanently. They were stolen by Cindy Moon because she's the worst. Gwen could briefly restore her powers with these isotope things, but she didn't really have a good solution until she found Venom. No, really, Venom. You know, the scary alien sludge monster guy that eats brains.
Despite it being
Yeah, that guy.
Gwen took the symbiote for herself. Formed into her new suit, her powers were fully restored.
Oh yes, she's back in black.
I should note this version of Venom is a bit different from the one you're most familiar with. It was lab created and not nearly as potent or powerful.
He
Okay.
can form talons, camouflage her, and do some limited shape-shifting. But Venom won't be reforming from a puddle of poo or anything crazy like that.
Gotcha.
Also, she can create even more spiders? Who the hell came up with that?
Ugh.
The problem is the symbiote's weak to loud sounds and fire. It's basically scared of a metal concert.
Ironic, considering its preferred look. But it's still Venom, and its violent nature tore Gwen apart. Eventually, she wound up unmasked and indicted.
What do you mean unmasked? Her name's Spider-Gwen. Everyone should have figured that out.
Have you been paying attention?
Yes, Wiz. Badass spider chick kicked lots of ass.
After serving her time and even gaining control of the symbiote, shifting it into her more iconic getup, Gwen took a trip to the mainline 616 Earth.
Basically, she got about as popular as Spider-Man, and they wanted to jam her in the universe.
There, she
Yeah.
gained her secret identity. But since there were a few other Spider-Women running around, she took on a new moniker, Ghost Spider.
Ghost Spider! That's right. This chick's too good
Roll
to
with
protect
it.
one world. She's got two. It's awesome to see how far she's come from teenage show-off to guardian of the multiverse.
That's why I work alone. I need.
Okay. Batgirl, do your best. Do your best out there, Batgirl, okay?
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death
You gotta deal with a spider person that's got a Venom symbiote. Okay? I love this opening, it's very meta. Do Hope versus Broly. They should totally do Broly versus Ashura, by the way.
Stupid thing. I said take me to Miles, not this.
Alright.
Seems like you're the stupid one for dropping by unannounced.
Don't you treat your guests well.
Alright, let's do this! New stuff!
Point taken, Dracula. Get out of your hair.
Hey, that's an SFM! No, Dracula was in another SFM episode! I don't think Batgirl's gonna let you go. Alright. I like the little, very Jackie Chan. Uh-oh. Spider people and electricity don't mix very well.
End of the road, loser.
Uh-oh. And by the way, yes, I know Miles uses electricity, but electricity is what made him lose his fight.
I'll find you. You're on my turf.
Too late.
Is it gonna blow?
Shouldn't have done that.
Jeez. Alright, now we're getting some Ryu versus Jin action on Fallen Rocks. Oh, damn. That looked like it hurt. Nice shot. Ooh.
Ow! 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 Damn it! Come on! Come on!
Now they're pissed. Was I supposed to wear my 3D glasses for this one? Very nice Sam Raimi reference.
You haven't won yet.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, Batgirl. You're done for. Uh-oh. Ooh.
Now I have.
Nice.
Looks like Batgirl's turned into Splatgirl.
Batgirl wielded an impressive arsenal with plenty of tools suited to combat Gwen's abilities. Not to mention, Gwen was no match for her stellar intelligence.
Which made this pretty close. There are plenty of versions of this fight where Batgirl could take down the symbiote with sound and fire.
But even with such weaknesses, the Ghost Spider held enough of her own advantages to take the win more times.
Don't
than
do it,
not.
Boomstick.
So while Batgirl's training was certainly better, the spider sense is just super broken. Gwen and other Spideys have held up against martial arts masters like Captain America, who is definitely on par with super ninjas like Batman.
Not to mention, Gwen was clearly stronger than Barbara. Plus, Spider-Man survived that skyscraper bomb with the same powers, which Batgirl definitely wouldn't walk away from.
It was way bigger than the building blast that Batgirl barely survived. Hell, Batman's biggest explosion survival feat doesn't even match it. Listen, I know explosions, and by measuring the
Is visibly larger, a character's proven durability diminishes the further away they get from the epicenter of an explosion. Considering the destruction shown, the TNT yield Batman survived was less than the damage Spider-Man withstood.
the
Okay.
size of this blast, I can tell it's equal to about 60 tons of TNT. But applying the same math stuff to Spider-Man's, it's more than double that.
To be
Wow.
frank, Batgirl had the tools she needed to take down Spider-Woman. Gwen was simply stronger, faster, tougher, and made good use of the spider sense, making it extremely difficult for Barbara to land a decisive hit before taking one herself.
It seems batty, but Batgirl was overwhelmed by Spider-Gwen spinning this one in her favor. Jesus webbed.
The winner is Spider-Gwen.
Jesus was
Uh,
overwhelmed
I-
by Spider-Gwen spinning this one in her favor. Jesus webbed.
Jesus webbed. Jesus wept? I don't get that one.
Spider-Gwen.
I'm sorry if I'm stupid.
Checking out that episode of Death Battle. If you like that
I don't know who those ladies are, but they did good.
fight, be sure to check out the new season of RVD. That
They
I
did-
worked
they
on.
did good-
RVD
they had a good
the first
performance.
episode is up for free right now on roosterteeth.com. Check the link in the description.
Alright, what do we get? Ah, Rock Lee versus Sanji. We finally caught up on all the leaked fights. That was something I wasn't gonna talk about before. That basically a bunch of stuff got leaked for Death Battle. Like, we knew that Caboose was gonna be on an episode. We knew that the boys were gonna have an episode. What else was there? Saberwolf versus John Talbane, and this was also a part of that leak. So we are now caught up on everything that has been leaked. Also, screw that guy for doing that, but whatever. I wasn't really excited about any of these anyway. But now all we have left is to see what the finale is. I'm sure this one will be good. It's, I would imagine, gonna be sprite battle, since that's par for the course with Naruto fights, unless you're a Might guy. But yeah, this one was pretty good. I wouldn't say it's up there with my favorites. I'd probably have to watch it a few more times to really gauge my opinion, but of the SFM fights, this one's probably the weakest. It just didn't have as much going for it, in my opinion, because to be frank, those other ones are really hard to top, and this one just, it felt a bit more on par with a normal 3D fight, as opposed to the, really stellar stuff that I'm used to from SFM. But yeah, this was a good episode. I wasn't disappointed, to say the least. But that is all I had to say on the matter. So thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you all liked this episode as much as I did, and be sure to stay tuned for the next video. Take care.